concerned that this bill is not going to get a democratic hearing in Parliament if there's going to be an election on May the 6th, which everyone thinks there is. It's a devilishly complex bill, it's very controversial, but it's very unusual as well in that the three front benches of Labour, the Lib Dems and the Conservatives agree on the proposals for copyright reform, and so they may bounce it through in the last hours of the last day of Parliament before a general election, and I think that that would be a constitutional impropriety because it normally goes to a committee and receives scrutiny and people can test the notions within a bill, and that's what I want to see happen. Or I want the government to drop the controversial bits of the bill before the election.
And what are the controversial parts?
This is about file sharing and the ability for copyright holders to cut people off from their internet connections. And whatever your view is on this, and the people here today are obviously the majority are against that. The point is that Parliament will not get an adequate time to debate this important matter. People's liberties will be taken away from them. We know there's lots of technical difficulties with cutting people off from the net and finding out who's responsible, giving people due process, their day in court. And Parliament won't get time to discuss any of that, or the House of Commons won't get time to discuss that because of the election timetable. That's not fair, and I think it's a little bit undemocratic.
So do you disagree with the disconnection plans?
I disagree with the clauses in the bill as they stand now, but there are very many more MPs who agree with it, but are deeply troubled by the fact that they're not going to get time to debate the bill because they think that everyone has to have their say. And my experience of nearly 10 years in Parliament is if you rush through legislation like this, you make bad laws, and that's not a good thing to do when you're an elected official. And also, I'm not sure if the political party leaderships on this bill, so Lord Manderson, Donald Foster and Jeremy Hunt, really realise the depth of feeling out there in the country, particularly with a generation of music lovers who share their music online.
Do you think Lord Mandelson has enough, did he have enough experience in this area to put together the policy that was proposed?
I'm not sure whether Lord Mandelson is a Spotify subscriber or not, but the people around him who advise him, I hope, know better than to try and make legislation in this way. And this is a really important time because just before elections is the time that you can get your message across to politicians. And so this demonstration, I hope, will show that people are very, very angry about it and showing great concern that they want Parliament to do the right thing. So I hope that Lord Mandelson and my fellow colleagues on the Labour benches will hear that message.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Well, I think it's really good that people have come and demonstrated today. It's even better that some of them have gone in to talk to their MPs or have mailed their MPs again to say that they are taking action on the digital economy bill, and they're extremely angry and upset that it could be pushed through Parliament without democratic debate and scrutiny. I'm sure that will increase the pressure and it will show that there is genuine public feeling. People really are prepared to do whatever they can to see their democratic rights protected. And from lobbying from groups like the BPI, who seem to be now telling MPs that they should forget about democracy and just get the bill through. I mean, that's disgraceful sort of things, disgraceful pressure that MPs are being put under. And it should just simply be rejected, and if there's a need for this bill and the controversial parts of it to be properly debated and there isn't time now, then it should be done in the next Parliament. That's what should happen. That's what we're hoping will happen. We're hoping that MPs will want to see their rights protected.
Okay, thanks. And why are you against the disconnection plan?
They're disproportionate. I mean, disconnection is something that should, actually will disrupt people's lives in incredible ways. Some of those people won't even have done anything wrong. But even if they have done something wrong, we have to consider what sort of offence this is. We're talking about an offence which is at most punishable by a fine, and yet it's going to interfere with people's ability to run their lives, to work, to have an education, to earn a living. That's wrong. If you punish people, you've got to understand what that punishment actually means, and that's why fining is far more appropriate after a court case and seeing that somebody actually is guilty of something than just simply imposing disconnection and hoping that that's not such a severe punishment. That's a completely unreasonable way of a law being pushed, to operate.